If you're stuck in survival mode as a real estate agent, this might be why. These are the 3 biggest mistakes I see agents make when they're trying to grow. And quite honestly, I've done all 3 of these mistakes too. What's up guys? Anthony Esposito with eXp Realty. Look, I'm not here to sell you a course. I'm not gonna pitch you a magic bullet. This is just real life lessons that I had to deal with and I went through, and I just wanted to share them with you because I wish I would have known these prior to even getting into the real estate career. It would have saved me so much time, stress, energy, and it's something that I just want to give back to hopefully get you to kind of stop in your tracks and correct it, or catch you before it even sneaks up on you. And if any of these hit home for you, or if you're interested in what it could look like partnering with me over at eXp with the Wolfpack, I'd be happy to just share everything I got, see where you're at in your business, see how I could possibly help you. It's just a quick 30-minute Zoom call. The link is in my description below. You can click on it and it's no hassle. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna pitch you anything. We're just gonna have a conversation, a real conversation, and I'll just answer whatever questions that you end up having. So look, each one of these mistakes is extremely important, but not working with a system, this one is brutal, and most agents don't have a real system in place. I didn't when I first started. I didn't even know what the hell it really was. And it's just reacting all day, every day, for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day. I was there, I get it. And this will set you up for failure. It'll put you in that pool of 87 and 90% of agents who are dropping out within the first 5 years. You got no CRM in place. There's no automation in place. There's no processing for nurturing your leads. There's no content calendar that you have, because let's face it, we got to be on social media. Pick one, anyone, doesn't matter which one. We have to be on there. And if your business depends on how motivated you are that day, it's not a business. You're grinding at that point. I did the same exact thing. It was a grind. It was busy work. It was not productive work. It was not laid out. Now I have a calendar that is like to the T. Every single hour, I know exactly what I'm doing. I have my lunch written down in my calendar, so I know what time it hits. Boom, it's lunchtime, I'm going to eat. We gotta have systems in place. And what changed everything for me was when I got that real structure in place, I started to notice that my CRM being set up, it was doing a lot of the heavy lifting. My content calendar, I always knew what I had going on day to day, week to week, month to month. And as I got all that in place, my systems were on par essentially. They were fine-tuned, and I still fine-tune them to this day because nothing's gonna be perfect. There's always room for improvement. But as soon as I started doing that and really get it dialed in, that's when my business truly started to grow. And if I did not have my systems get put in place and really dial those in, look, I'm at 5 years in the business. I would not be licensed agent anymore. I would have fallen out. I would have failed. I would have ran out of money, and I would have just been another statistic. Another mistake is doing this all on your own. Now, what I mean by that, because I am a solo agent myself. So what I mean by that is there's too many agents that are solo, but it's not by choice. It's because that they're at a brokerage that's either they're not giving you mentorship or any sort of coaching, or not the proper coaching and mentorship that you need. Or B, they're on a team and it's almost like they're just another name that's on the team, and they're still not getting the proper support that they should have. So you got no mentorship, you got no collaboration, no one to check for those like blind spots, essentially. How do you expect to grow a business that way when they don't teach us in school how to be great agents? So how do you expect to grow a business if you have none of that in place? You can't. You simply can't. There's no direction. And then you're just lost trying to find out what's going on. And when it comes to growth, it's a team sport. And I'm not saying that you have to be on a team. Again, I've always been a solo agent. I'm in a group. I am not in a team. We support each other. We're helping each other. We're collaborating. We're finding ways to stay ahead of the curve. And when it's time to pivot and shift in a real estate market, we already have been planning ahead going through that. That's what I needed. That's what I did not have before. So I completely understand if this is your situation. And if you're not learning from someone who is where you want to be, and I'm talking, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I want to make $1 million. It could be, $100,000. But if you're not learning from someone, or you don't have people who are, in that position that you want to be, you are not going to grow to that. You need to have others who are always going to be a step ahead of you, who are always going to be better than you, because that will cause you to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and that'll get you to the goals that you want. You're going to hit some ceiling at some point. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're at. That's when you got to find a coach or a mentor or somebody within a group like, me with the Wolfpack, where someone's always going to be ahead of you. Or you can find somebody who is going to be ahead of you, because even the top agents that are out there, they are still getting coaching and mentorship from someone who has better skill sets somewhere in this business than they do. Now, for the third one, I still see experienced agents with, double digits under their belt for how long they've been licensed. And they're still chasing leads instead of attracting clients because of the way that they have their business set up. I would cold call for hours. One, I wasn't doing it the right way. I was taught old school methods that simply don't work. That's cut and dry. Old school methods of cold calling does not work. I had the scripts, but I didn't have a brand in place when I got the proper scripts that I needed. And that's the big difference, because your brand is so important. And I didn't even realize that a brand really mattered. I was just going with the flow, and I'm at the brokerage. That's the brand. This is my name. Furthest from the truth. But once I started, getting my brand in order, building out my content, showing up consistently, and creating real value, giving real value, even on the cold calls, because I still do cold calls today. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing like the hours that I've put in the past. People start reaching out to me because the modern way, we have, like I said, we got to be on social media. And when they see that you're consistent and you're giving them value, instead of saying, hey, buy or sell a house with me, but just giving them value instead of pressuring the sales, they will come to you. I've had it happen multiple times. And it's one of the best feelings in the world, because when you start attracting clients and you get to a certain point in your career, you can stop prospecting. There's no more prospecting. It is done. And then you are just all attraction based. Now, sometimes you got to pivot and shift, and it's going to happen. So depending on, what clientele is coming to you or what you're doing, you got to be able to master different areas of this business. But when you become known for solving problems in a business that we are looked at as used car salesmen still in a lot of the general public's eyes, everything begins to change and your business really starts to thrive, and it will grow to the point that you want it to grow. Now, if I had to do this all over again, I'd do it right out of the gate. My very first week, I would have hammered out my brand of what I wanted. That includes, my logo, my color scheme, what I want to do, like how I want to run my business. I would have had my CRM ready to go, dialed in. I would have gone in and did all the learning that I could possibly do. But the big important one is I would have done more research on partnering with the right people who can coach me, who can support me, who can guide me along the way and give me the right mentorship that I needed. And if any of this ends up hitting home for you, again, hassle-free, no sales pitch. If you want to know what it's like to get all of that and then some with partnering with me at EXP and with the Wolfpack, I'm happy to take a 30-minute call of your time. It's brief. Like I said, it's no hassle, no obligation. I'm not going to be upset if you tell me no and say that it's not for you, because EXP is not for everybody. It's just the way it goes. But if you have any interest in it, go in the description below, click on my calendar link, and book a call with me. I promise you it'll at least be worth your time to find out the truth about EXP, the Wolfpack, and how you could end up getting that mentorship, that proper training, the proper coaching, and just that family vibe within this business that can get pretty crazy. And if you want to stay ahead of the game. If you got any value from the video, be sure to smash the like button. It's greatly appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date on more tips and tricks in this crazy real estate business of ours, be sure to click subscribe and turn notifications on, because I got plenty of great videos that are coming your way.